Alright guys, so we're back on Forza Motorsport 6 once again. Today we're back with the Nascar DLC expansion pack. Just got to say massive thank you to everyone who left their support, their comments, their suggestions and all that kind of thing on yesterday's video. The sole reason why we're back today is because of your support from yesterday. So we'll continue on from where we left off in the NASCAR Icons Tour. For some reason, almost thought that was a tongue twister. But yeah, we're just going to continue our NASCAR adventure and just see where it takes us.
The all-new Quick Stop races require each car to visit the pit lane at least once to meet the race objective, shaking up the race order and introducing a new level of strategy to every race. Choosing a smart Quick Stop strategy can make the difference between taking a place on the podium or finishing behind your competitors. Take your Quick Stop early to have traffic-free racing, or wait for the race action to unfold and use a late stop strategy. Pay attention to the updated HUD that shows how many stops are required, which drivers have used their Quick Stop, and where to enter the pits. This will be your first Quick Stop event. Remember to use your HUD indicators to help plan your Quick Stop strategy and locate the pit entrance.
I'm no Forza expert, but I think this may be the first time I've ever had to do a pit stop kind of race. So this is actually really cool. It's a nice new concept, and you F1 fans will know exactly what this is. So we're having a quick, like 5-6 lap race, whatever it may be, but we're getting thrown into the pits sometime during the race. So depends on where we are in the field at a certain time in the race. You know, if we're near the front, ideally I would like to stay out for a long time and then pit. However, if I'm buried in traffic, then I may resort to pitting early in order to get some track position once everyone else stops. So here we go. We're at Road America today, and look at what is happening here. I was just gonna say, look. Every time I say look, I get demolished. Okay, so we're last place now. I'm gonna continue on. You know what? Because yesterday's video we saw that how quick we were on a road track. I'm just going to keep going, and these guys after every single corner continue to wreck each other out. So we're going to make this a nice fun challenge for us today. No restarts. We're going to continue on and just see how far up the field we can get. We've got 4 laps to get through this field. Oh yeah, bump and run. This is NASCAR through and through. Robin's Racing, as they say. Some of you guys wanted some more in-car shots, so I'm going to deliver that for you guys today. And I don't know, maybe it'll give me a better feel for the car and how it's all moving around and how much grip I have. Sometimes when I do play games like Forza, I actually have a better feel of the car when I'm in the in-car view. So it's not only a little bit more difficult, but it's a lot more immersive too. Nice brakes. Oh, there's a huge wreck up ahead. The yellow car is gone, and these two guys in front have been slowing up quite a bit. I'm not too sure if damage is on for these races. It may just be cosmetic only, because I've had some pretty tremendous crashes so far in this NASCAR series, and I'm just going to continue to move forward if I can. I may stop on this lap actually, depending on what the guys in front do. Breaking into a drift there at the end of that long right-hander. Oh, can we possibly sneak it up the inside into the final corner? You know what? It would not be a wise move. Doing a move like... Wow, he's just given us the place there, really. I was going to say, doing a move like that would not be wise, because it would have really hurt our exit there. But we're coming into the pits. Let's be cheeky here and try and squeeze even more time. Yes, we bashed the McDonald's car out of the way, who gave us so much trouble in the first episode. There's a little bit of payback there for you. And I'm guessing this is the new pit stop sequence, the little pit menu. I guess there's nothing really to see in the way of doing the actual pit stop. I don't think there's any like pit crew or any animations for that, so you may as well stick a menu over our face while we watch this unfold in front of us. We emerged just in front of the McDonald's car, and we're going to rejoin the track any second now, and I'm going to have absolutely no awareness of where I am or where the people in front of me are, but we're just going to leave now. Pit stop time was 40 seconds. That is a long delta. But we rejoin in P19 at the moment. I wasn't expecting to rejoin in any kind of fancy position really, because we got spun out on the first lap by a prick. Lots of pricks actually. Cars are off, and they've, geez, the guy in the blue car had absolutely no spatial awareness. Rejoined right on top of the guy in the M&M's car, and now we're gonna try and squeeze past these two guys if we can. I'm just really having to guess where the braking markers are, because like I've got no driving line on. I don't really know this track all too well when I'm not driving in a Formula 1 car. I've driven this track only in an F1 car or a Star Mazda car. Nothing like this. So braking zones and all that are quite new to me. Especially, like, it is hard to know what everyone else is doing, especially since their brake lights are non-existent, being in a Nascar. F1 cars don't have brake lights either. Idiot, Ben. Look at this guy. I mean, what a fantastic racing line that is. I feel like I drift more when I'm in the third person view, but it looks like the rest of the field are now in the pits. So as we come on to this start-finish straight to start the final lap, we will see what position we're in and how many legitimate overtakes we're going to have to make on track in order to get some solid points. And P10 at the moment, so that's not too bad considering we were backwards and pretty much last by turn 1. You know, it's been a fairly good comeback so far, and the race is by no means over yet. 1 lap left to go. That's a quarter of the race left, and these guys are fairly slow and fairly, I don't know, fairly accident prone, so you never know, anything's possible. Yep, there's the drift. There is the drift. Shit. Oh, we've made up huge ground into that braking zone. Absolutely on the limit of braking there. We even locked up a little bit coming into that corner. We are miles closer to the guy in 9th place now, but we've only got really 1 more corner to go, and I don't see him making a mistake. Although the AI are very terrible through this corner. I'm trying to put on the power as early as I can. We're going to use the draft and the slipstream in order to get past. But unless the finish line is moved to the end of this straight, we are not going to move up any more places. It's going to be 10th place here in Road America. Considering we were last at turn 1, I think that was a very nice comeback. Oh, we got a new spin now. So, are we going to win another Aventador? Are we going to win an Indy car? 25 grand.
Nice work. You've completed the race and unlocked the next event in this series. At very high speeds, vehicle aerodynamics become incredibly important to victory. As a race car moves faster and faster, more power is required to push through the wall of air. By driving close behind a lead car, a following driver can stay out of turbulent or dirty air, reducing aerodynamic drag and making it easier to maintain or even increase their speed as they prepare to pass. Experience the draft with all cars moving together when the race begins. Remember to use your HUD indicators to help be more aware of the cars around you. The high speeds around this oval are going to push your car's aerodynamics to the limit. Draft an opponent to get to the front of the pack, then choose your moment to pass.
Okay, so that is the basics of the aerodynamics of a NASCAR. Basically, the aero package for these cars is all about reducing drag. It's not about downforce, not about carrying high speed momentum through corners. It's literally all about going as fast as you can through a straight line. Believe it or not, these cars have little to no downforce. That's why they're so like easy to lose. Like as soon as there's like any kind of contact, these cars are very easy to go spinning out and what have you. So you're basically a passenger if anything happens to you. So look at the long steep banking of this track. This is going to be, I don't even know, I didn't look at what track this is. It could be Indianapolis, I'm not too sure. But yeah, we're going to stay in the draft because we know how powerful it was from the introduction race we did just the other day. And we are literally maxing out 4th gear here. 201 miles an hour. I don't know what that is in terms of kilometers an hour, but it's over 300 plus. That is incredibly quick. There's contact, side-to-side contact with the subway car. Surprised I didn't see a footlong come flying out of the window there. I would have grabbed it, but either way, we are. This is what NASCAR is all about. I saw you guys in the comments in yesterday's video saying this isn't NASCAR. You know, why is there single car? Oh shit! Why is there single file racing happening when the pack is supposed to be bunched up? Here you go, guys. This track is what NASCAR is all about. Look at the pack racing here. We're trying to use the draft to get around some of these guys around the outside. We're still in the draft and we're going to basically slingshot our way into P3. I'm so scared right now. I just don't have the precision of a wheel at the moment. I'm using the pad and I'm doing everything that I can while trying to talk at the same time just to keep this car in a straight line and to keep this car... Oh boy! I'm getting loose! Oh my god, that was a massive crash back there. But somehow we managed to survive. However, we may have lost the lead pack here. I'm going to try and stick in the slipstream and try and rejoin onto the back of these guys. My controller is vibrating very heavily. Don't know if there's a... It's vibrating really hard on the right hand side of my controller. Have I got some debris lodged under my tyre or something like that? Now it seems to be gone as I loaded up the tyre through the corner. I don't know, maybe that was weird. That was a weird sensation I just felt there. And now I've got it again. We are closing though to the top 3 here. It's taken us 4 laps-ish. I don't know. It's taken us a few laps here to catch up to the back of these guys. And I'd say by the end of this lap, we may be leading this race. You know what? By the end of turn 1, maybe we'll be leading this race. Up the inside of the number 48 car. I think that's Jimmy Johnson's car. I haven't got the slipstream anymore and he's edging me over to the left-hand side. We're going down low here. And we're going to take the lead of this race. For a NASCAR race, for an oval race, I'm not going to lie, this has been actually pretty intense, pretty entertaining. Normally, oval racing is not normally my thing, unless you're an IndyCar, like on iRacing. I felt like that kind of racing was really intense, but for this, for what it is, on Forza, it is actually really, like, entertaining, believe it or not. At this point, we're literally just going to have to hang out in the lead of the race and just try and defend from these guys behind, because there's absolutely no way that we're going to pull away from these guys and break the slipstream. It's just impossible. It's just a waiting game, waiting for them to come back at me, and then once they get in front of me, I've just got to try and get back in front of them again. It's all about maintaining the lead, possibly on the final lap, or maybe even being second on the final lap, and then overtaking the guy for the lead in order to be first coming across the finish line. That's literally what it may be. It may be like a Mario Kart style race. I've got to say though, we are keeping the guys behind us at bay fairly well. Like they came close about halfway around this lap, but apart from that, they've actually not been that threatening. And if anything, looking back behind now, we are pulling away. So maybe if we stay down low, they won't get the draft, because it seems like they stay up high and try and go for a more flowing, more momentous way around the corner. And by doing that, we're actually getting away a little bit. But yeah, like you guys in the comments also said, if you go down low too often in a race, of course this won't affect us too much in Forza, but if you go down low too much, it will abuse the tyres a little bit more. But in a 12-lap race, I don't imagine it hurting the tyres all too much. And there we go, we won the race. Not gonna lie, I was almost starting to fall asleep at the end of that race. I was like, what lap is it? I don't know. Then we crossed the line and we won the race. I was like, oh geez, that caught me by surprise there. We've won another race here in this NASCAR series, earned 40,000 credits to boot, and we may level up to driver level 19. Yes, we do. We'll have a cheeky little spin and hopefully we can win ourselves a Bugatti Veyron or a Pagani Huayra. Or McLaren P1. No, we get the Venom, which I called a Lotus in my other Forza video a few weeks ago.
Your next race will be at Sonoma Raceway, featuring over 160 feet of elevation change on the course.
Sonoma Raceway. This one has always been a little bit weak for me, so I'm interested to see how we do.
Sonoma is a beautiful and amazing racetrack for the Cup cars. It's a very difficult track for the Cup cars because it's a narrow racetrack. And it's probably the right size for all the superbike racing that takes place. And then you put our big Cup cars out on the track and there's just not a lot of room.
Jimmy Johnson. You heard it right there from the horse's mouth. Jimmy the Juggernaut Johnson. Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. It's race time here at Sonoma Raceway, and what a start that was. Back down to second gear because I've absolutely butchered that. Oh, getting caught up in the incident here. We swoop around the outside, tagged in the right rear quarter, and we move up into P9. Once again, the target for this race is to finish in the top 3 so we can progress onto the last race of this NASCAR Icons Mini Championship. And we'll see what's up next for us in terms of this NASCAR series. So we're going to try and get around the outside of Saggy Kid here, who I believe I raced with in league racing back on like F1 2012, 2013. Interesting to see some old names who I haven't raced with in ages. Nice illegal overtake. Oh, what are you lot doing? Come on. You should have taken it much more flowing than that, like the number 4 car, TRL Button. We sandwiched through that group of cars there and moved back into P5. Next up, it's, I don't know who this is, Josh of Prey. Never heard of him. He's not on my friends list, but he's our next target. Nice corner, Sunny Jim. I'll be seeing you in the steward's office. Oh, wow. You've hit the tyre bundle. Jesus. Oh, and he's reversed into the path of everyone there. Driver of the day goes to that guy. Look at the... Oh, my God. Someone keeps running into the tyre bundles there. It's got to the point now where the tyres completely block the entrance to the pit lane. As soon as someone drives over that, it's just going to be like a carbon, like confetti of tyres just everywhere. Oh, first place. Looks like they've made a mistake. Can we sneak it up the inside? Maybe. No, probably not. Around the outside of the number 1 car, and we move into the lead of this race in Sonoma. I said this would be a weak track for us, and that's just proof that you just don't listen to what I say, ever. So let's test out our theory, shall we? Confetti, kaboom! Into the pits. I think we were first on track. I don't believe the leader stopped very early on in the race. I think everyone who was at the front kind of stayed out like I thought they would for the ideal strategy. So if all things go to plan, then we should rejoin in the lead here. Am I the only one who was making a pit stop in this race? I don't understand. Was pit stops not mandatory for this race? No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was not mandatory for this race. Otherwise, it would have came up at the top of the screen on the penultimate lap. And now, because we've made that fatal error, we're going to have to restart this race again, aren't we? Go on, Forza. Knock my hopes down. Just do it. Yep. Got to restart. I'm never racing on this crap game ever again. Unless this video gets 2,000 likes. This is just 10 minutes of my life. I'm never ever going to get back. Just look at that wrench sign. It was just sitting there taunting me, saying, come on. I know you're not supposed to come into the pits. No one ever said anything about it. But, you know, if you want to be a dumbass and come into the pits, then by all means be my guest. I'm sure, surely, guys, I'm not the only person who would have dived into the pits thinking it was a mandatory pit stop race. Please, someone in the comments, justify my stupidity and make me feel better about myself, please. Hallelujah, we finally made it. So that is now 4 races completed. We've only got 1 more race to go to complete this NASCAR Icons Expedition. And then after this, it's off to the next championship potentially. So let's see what's in store for us at Indy.
Welcome to your next Quick Stop event. In this race, you can stay in your current car, or you're invited to drive the number 88 Hendrick Motorsport Chevrolet, driven in NASCAR by 2-time Daytona 500 winner Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Alright, I'll switch car. I may as well.
Your next race will be at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
So here we go, guys. Final race of this video and final race of this series. We're jumping in Dale Earnhardt's number 88. Looks like a nationwide car, so I think that's the 2nd tier of NASCAR, so not the very top tier. If I'm correct, let me know if I'm wrong, which I probably am. So far in P13 at the moment, and it's going to be an absolute slipstreaming fest in order to get our way back to the front once again. But this doesn't nearly look as high speed as the other oval we went to in this video. Slipstreaming the hell of this guy up in front, and we're going to swoop around the outside. These guys all in front have slowed each other up so much. We're going to do the undercut, back up the inside and take... Oh, I thought about maybe going up the inside of that guy as well, but I had to hold back. And we're going to get him on the exit though, and use the slipstream of the next guy to leapfrog us towards the top 5 runners. Are there pit stops in this race? Yes, there are. The guy in 11th place just pit. P3, thank you very much. P2, thank you very much as well. Is anyone going to make a stop behind us? Yes, the blue car does from P4. I'm going to pit whenever the leader does. Oh, why do they brake so heavily into that corner? I know it's all about slowing fast out, but that is a little bit over the top, don't you think? Actually, looking at the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, we actually need to make 2 pit stops. So you know what, guys? I'm going to pit on this lap. You can see on the minimap there, we are just catching up to some traffic. So I want to avoid that. It's going to be all about traffic mitigation. And into the pits we go. Hopefully we don't lose too much time here. Oh, geez, we've just nosedived it into the wall. Thanks for that. And out we emerge from the pit lane and onto the racetrack once again. We're in P9 at the moment. Just one more stop to go now. You know what? Since this has been a slow lap and we've got cold tyres, why don't we just get both of the pit stops out of the way, one lap after another, and that way we won't lose too much momentum, because for the next lap or two, I would have been spending a little bit of time gaining momentum anyway, so since this is a slower lap, I think we may actually gain a little bit of time by taking the pain on consecutive laps here. So we're going to probably rejoin towards the back and have to negotiate a little bit of traffic here, but I think we're on a pretty good strategy here. P20 out of 24 cars. 4 laps left to go. It's all about track position now. Another group of cars are coming into the pits. That promotes us to 17th. And just a few seconds up the road, that's where the bulk of the midfield is. So hopefully we don't rejoin too quickly onto the back of those guys. I don't imagine we will. We're not that quick. But in a few laps time, we'll just emerge in clean air as everyone else stops. So I think this strategy is really going to work out for us. Fizzy fans pitting. A few cars in the midfield are pitting. A lot of the cars in the midfield are now pitting. And now this should elevate us towards the top 10 maybe. To come through turn 1. There's a guy going slowly right in front of us. We beat Harrison 101 next. And we beat Noble 2909. It's not very often I can say I've set a lap time quicker than Noble. And now there are cars merging. And now we're into 11th. Make that 10th place. Yep. More cars in the pits. Look at all that momentum we just gained by taking the low line there. And now we're trying to get a kind of a side draft from this guy. We get him, and normally when you get the side draft, you've got to pull away to the left-hand side or just get away from them. Otherwise, you'll be giving them a bit of a draft. And we saw around the outside of that orange car and into P2. The guy next up, I assume, hasn't made a pit stop, so he'll be coming in on this lap, and it looks like he is. And that relinquishes the lead to us with only 1 lap left to go. We've got this race in the bag. I'm not going to lie, guys. I feel a bit like Lightning McQueen in the Cars movie right at the very start when he was going to win the race by like a lap. Except this time we're not on a risky strategy. We're going to come across the line. We're going to come across the line and win this race here in Indy. And that is the completion of this NASCAR Icons Championship. Boogity, boogity, boogity. That's what they say at the start of the race, isn't it?
Nice work. You've completed the race and unlocked the next event in this series.
So there we go, guys. We have completed the NASCAR Icons Expedition. This is the first part of 5, I believe, out of this total NASCAR career mode. Leave a like on this video if you've enjoyed. Let me know down in the comments if you want me to continue on with this series. I'm more than happy to, so long as you guys support this video and you want to see more of it. I've also got some good news as well to say. The F1 2011 series finale has just been unlocked by FOM. There was a bit of a copyright dispute going on. The video was wrongly copyright claimed. That has been resolved now, and that will be coming out on the weekend as well. So really looking forward to just ramping up with all these videos, finishing off F1 2006, moving off into Season 2. In a few weeks' time, I'm probably going to go back to Dirt Rally as well. So a lot of your favorite series still will be coming out. And I'm also going to be doing a video with Matt, Arav, and Harry, possibly driving till the tires explode. So that should be really fun as well. So lots of good content to come on the channel. Hopefully you're enjoying it so far. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe to see plenty more racing game content in the not too distant future. And until my next video, guys, I'll see you next time.